what's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of On a Couch Talking Sports, or in this case, On a Walk.
Yeah, we're not saying this time.
Sports. I'm Robbie. This is Kyle. Kyle, how are you tonight, buddy?
Hi, not too bad.
We're back together in person, folks. We're back together in person. I know the last few episodes we've been doing so remotely, but we are back, and we are taking a lovely stroll around a very scenic area here in Meacham.
Here, just a quick look over here.
Yeah, basking in folks, the nice, lovely reservoir trail here right over by Boston College. It is quite the scenery, especially during this time of year.
Yeah.
But we wanted to sort of, since it's been a couple weeks, we wanted to touch base with you guys and do another little quick episode for you. Not going to be one of our longer episodes, but still going to be a lot of fun. And what we wanted to discuss tonight was we've obviously both seen movies and stuff like that. Kyle, I know, is a big movie guy and all that good stuff. So
much fun.
What we wanted to do...
Make sure Robbie's in the shot.
Seriously, yeah.
I'm like,
gotta
you really cropped
get
that.
my good side. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to discuss, what sport would be perfect for movies. Like, what sports are perfect in movies, I should say.
Like the ideal, just like the sport that works the best in movies, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, thank you, Kyle, for translating my thoughts to something that actually makes sense.
You're doing fine.
Walking and talking is maybe not my strongest suit, folks, so please apologize any loopiness.
It's okay, I'm still working on the walking and filming part, so you both have things to work on, yeah.
So let me start with you, Kyle. What, from your movie watching experience, I know you're a big movie guy, what sports do you think, work best when it comes to the cinematic experience, as we'll call it?
Oh, well, for me, I would honestly say, and that's the cool thing, we don't have to pick only one, there's no ultimatum it's just all sports. I would say personally, my picks would be football, because I don't know, there's just something about the whole team building, and when you have movies like The Replacements and Remember the Titans, and I'm sure Robbie will get more into, but I know that's his favorite movie, pretty much.
Oh yes, cinematic classic right there. The goat of all sports movies.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, there's something about, I don't know what it is about football. Even if you don't really like the sport, it just kind of, I don't know, it just has that team building aspect that for some reason just you don't see as much in, or at least you don't see in the same way as other movies, I guess you could say. True.
What about, are there any others that really jump out to you in terms of football? Football is a really good one. Are there any others that sort of jump out to you in terms of their role in movies?
Well, so I would say also from a filming standpoint, because a lot of the other sports are very frantic, they're very frenetic. Like soccer, there's a lot of movement. Same with basketball. So I mean, basketball, I think is a good sport for that films a lot of very quick action scenes. But baseball actually is one of my favorite movie sports, only because you get short bursts, and I think it's just the way the sport is laid out. It's kind of cool because you do get your cool action shots of the person getting the home run, like Robert Redford and the Natural. You get that, but you also get the emotion. There's something about the way they build up a scene about when the batter's about to hit the ball, and you don't really see that kind of build up though in other kinds of movies either. So
yeah,
I don't know, baseball is very unique kind of in that aspect. You can really kind of, I think that actually might be maybe one of my favorite just movie sports, just because it just works. The flow of the game, I think, works with the flow of cinema.
Well, it's funny you say that, because you would think that for me, you would think that I would say baseball, because obviously people who know me know I'm quite the baseball aficionado.
Yeah.
And I do really enjoy baseball movies, for sure. But for me personally, I actually would go more towards football, like Kyle said, and also basketball. Okay. And the main reason why I say that, honestly, is something especially like the game scenes, like especially like at the very end of like all, like basketball games, especially in some of the more classic movies, like the slow motion shots of like the epic like final, I don't know, the final like catch or the final basket or something like that, just have this like excitement and intensity to them that I just don't, I feel like doesn't like seem to be matched in other sort of sports, other movies involving other sports. I don't know, I just like the really, I think that just those two particular sports make for some great like slow motion action shots of like during the game scene. I think, I mean, I think you're also right. Like the whole idea of like teamwork and like and you know, just the camaraderie aspect, I think just play off so much better. It just play off a bit better in those particular types of sports than they do in, say, other sports like baseball or soccer or hockey. That's the thing is though, like I enjoy all sports and movies. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But like I think if we're talking about like which ones work the best, I have to give a slight edge to basketball and football myself.
Okay, no, that's I totally agree. Yeah, it's you're right, because like
the slow motion shot, like the receiver, like the quarterback like throwing like a last second touchdown pass, and then the receiver like catching it, just the way they're like usually have to like zoom in and like really like capture frame by frame. I just think it's like it's unparalleled in terms of when I think of other sort of epic sports movie scenes, you know what I mean? It's like, it's unique.
And the other thing too is actually, you're right, because it also has like, you know, because football is also a very, it's not all just like all in one flow, you know, like basketball, hockey, whereas like football also kind of feel like has some good build up in certain scenes, you know, because you're building up the moment. Okay, whenever they call the play, whenever they say hike, you know, that's when I feel like, that's when filming can really be used in a really good way, in a positive way, and like to kind of really build up the scene, kind of like unlike other. So that's actually, no, I totally agree with that. Yeah, that's why just for that reason alone, I think that's why I like baseball and football the best. But I totally understand what you're talking about with basketball too, because you're right. Basketball is very like fast paced, so you can get a lot of like really good, like you said,
and like the last like buzzer beating shot, just like the way they kind of like frame by frame, the way they posted the tools of walking and filming at the same time. It's interesting because like that's the thing is I really think that like the way they do like frame by frame with like sort of those last second shot scenes just really are something else. I've always really enjoyed that part of it. So that's sort of just my sort of little take on. Anything else you want to add, Kyle?
No, I mean, I think you nailed it. I think you said it best. Yeah, I think those are just probably some of the most like movie-friendly sports. Not that, you know, I don't want to like rag on other sports and like let's say swimming's not a good movie or type of sport that you can, you know, film for a movie. Like I think swimming.
I think they're all good. Like I think they're all good. Just some come off a little bit better, but I think that. I've never met a sport like in a movie that I haven't enjoyed watching, you know what I mean? So
yeah, no, I totally agree with that, so no, honestly, I think you summed up. I think you said it pretty well, so
so we're gonna sort of start to wrap up, and instead of doing the Sue's reviews and Robbie's final thoughts, sort of the only final sort of duo thought that we're gonna do is we're gonna give a quick shout out to the Uvalde High football team who is playing football in March. Yes, folks, they are having the high school football season in our state in Massachusetts this year.
Awesome.
In March instead of in the fall. And so Wellesley is 2-0 so far, but the reason I wanted to give them a shout out is because they played their annual Thanksgiving rival, Needham, on this past Friday night in Needham, and came away with a convincing victory, 34-0 over the Needham Rockets, and it was very exciting. Just wanted to give them some quick props for getting that victory. So, Kyle, any thoughts on that?
No, I think that's really cool. It's cool. It's kind of weird to see the season begin like in the spring, you know? Like I think that's kind of strange.
I know, it's like March and we're talking about high school football. What?
Yeah, especially because we were talking about it before, like, you know, it's just because, you know, when going to high school, it's like I was so used to being like, okay, in my mind, fall is always football sport.
Yeah.
Or the football season, and then
Yeah.
like, of course, you know, spring is the track season. But now it's like, it's just kind of weird. It's like mind-boggling when you think of like, okay, do you have track and football in the same season? What? Like,
yeah, it is. It is a crazy thing, but I'm just happy for the team nonetheless. They actually get to play a season, period, after so much uncertainty. I'm just very happy for them. They got that big 34-0 win over Needham.
that's good.
In
Good
the
start.
133rd installment of the oldest public high school football rivalry in the country. And the second straight victory in a row, by the way, for Wellesley, who, by the way, in the last two meetings has outscored Needham 61-0. But who's counting?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go wrap it up for this edition of Autocat Talking Sports, or on a walk Talking Sports in this matter.
And also let us know you know, what you guys think about the new football season starting up in the spring, and also let us know what you think of, you know, what are your favorite movie sports, like is there a sport that we didn't mention that you guys really like to see in movies? And let us know in the comments, or you know,
drop us a Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. We definitely would love to hear from you. So that's going to do it for us. As always, he's Kyle. I'm Robbie, and thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time here on Autocat Talking Sports. Bye, everybody.
Last shot of the thing here. That water, that's so beautiful.